Okay, we are here in the last lesson in Module 2. This lesson is all about the feedback loop. Your product feedback loop is a way to improve your product based on your customers' needs. You can also improve the customer experience based on their needs when you have a strong feedback loop in place. Now, a feedback loop is when a customer or a user gives you feedback on your product or service or any type of brand experience they have with you, and you use that feedback to improve the product or service you're offering, and you iterate on products to improve them and get them back out into the marketplace, and then start the loop all over again. The goal here is tight and continuous feedback loops on any spot where a customer is engaging with you. Feedback loops are important because they help up customer retention. Happy customers are more likely to come back and buy more. Customer acquisition becomes easier and costs less than customer retention, and so you'll see margins go up. Engaged and happy customers spend more, giving you a higher lifetime customer value and a willingness to refer you to other people because they've enjoyed their experience with you so much. Ultimately, feedback loops help with brand loyalty. If you give customers the opportunity to feel like they're a part of the process, they're going to feel like they have almost an ownership or a stake in your brand. There's a step-by-step process of developing a feedback loop. I'm going to go over the high level of that right now and then talk you through the details next. Step 1, gather feedback. Step 2, learn from the feedback. Step 3, apply the feedback. This is going to be where you iterate on your products or services, consistently creating a better user experience. And number 4, complete the loop and start over again. Let's get into the details of that. Let's start by talking about how to get feedback. We want to make it easy for people to give feedback, and we want customers or users to feel like they are being heard. We want to bring them into the process, creating affinity for the brand and ownership of the brand. You can do this via surveys. You can use a third-party app like Trello or Intercom or some type of live chat thing. You can do real-time customer service like phone or email. If you've ever called a customer service line and they say, how did you hear about the company? Or can I do anything else for you today? Or would you like to take a survey at the end of this call? Those are examples of feedback loops. Real-time social media is a great opportunity for a feedback loop. I also want you guys to be proactive about reaching out to customers, giving them a call to action, and you can even direct message with them on social media. I love it when someone who's following me on social media will send me a direct message to tell me how I can improve my experience for them on that platform. So also don't be afraid to say anything to people. As long as you say it graciously and kindly to the right people, it's gonna go to further companies and businesses and make everything better. Now, it's important to talk to all types of clients because clients are at every part of your funnel from top to bottom. You're going to have customers that have left and not repurchased, stopped using your product, etc. So trying to figure out your surveys out and your questions out and to get feedback from all of those people is going to be an important part of creating a solid feedback loop. You're going to want, if you have a team, you're going to want to involve them in this process. Customer service agents, social media managers, and likely anyone and everyone on your team who's engaging with customers and users should be open to and responsive to hearing feedback. Also, team members can encourage the boss, you, not to get too far away from direct customer feedback, and at minimum, set up a sharing system that clues them into the feedback quickly and often. Okay, now we're gonna talk about steps 2 and 3, kind of consecutively here, learning from the feedback and applying the feedback. First thing that you want to do with any type of feedback is create a way to catalog and categorize it. So this could be in a spreadsheet, or maybe you have a customer relationship management system, anything like that. You're going to want to talk to your product development team members or partners who have any freelancers who work for you that aren't directly on your team. You're going to want to communicate with them and make sure that they know you want that feedback. Then you want to use the feedback to create content and improve the use in your end products and improve the user experience. In the iterative process of a feedback loop, you can't always fix X, Y, or Z, but you can always create education around it. Social media questions, we will talk about this more in the social media module. But I love questions on social media, even when I don't have the answer, because it tells me what people want to know. And looking for questions on social media is a great way to start to get some feedback into your feedback loop. Finally, you want to complete the loop. To get back to your customers, you want to thank them for giving you that feedback. Never get defensive. Always say thank you. Let them know about changes that you're trying to make, about what's coming, and you're gonna wanna share that process throughout the feedback loop for a behind the scenes look. And a good feedback loop is always going to encourage more feedback and a continuous loop. A quick note just in general about products. I want to talk to you really briefly about defining who your product is not for. Who your product is not for is almost as important as who your product is for. Because we worked so hard in the last module to identify your key customer and her problems, you probably have a good understanding of who your customer is, but I also want to challenge you to think about who your customer isn't. I always tell people that the goal of their brand is to draw or to drive. You want to draw customers to you, or you want to drive them away. We're all gonna have haters. The point is, you either want to make users and followers passionate fans that are going to want to engage with you and your brand, love you and support you, and give you the opportunity to love and support them, or you want to give them the opportunity to say, what she's offering isn't for me, and then let them move on. And that happens in business and, as you guys know, in life. To take this a step further, you could even include a note on your website or blog or on a product about who it's not for, and this will also be super compelling to attracting the right customers. It also can help you showcase your brand values. This concludes everything for Module 2. If you guys have any questions, you can post those in the Slack channels, or you can click at the bottom of this video to be directed to a form to submit your question there. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next module.